you'd mentioned something about engineering knows exactly what to build and when. That's for me not a trivial thing to do. And so talk to me about how decisions could or should get made or historically have been made in healthy relationships between engineering and product. How?
So the relationship between engineering and product is critical, right? The way I describe it is that it's the way you should think about it is as a partnership, as a husband-wife relationship, right? You're going to have your tensions, okay? It's inevitable, but you're in it for the long term. And you got to know how to manage those tensions with care and with grace, because if you don't, then you're going to be in this broken house where there's always fights and like nothing good comes out of it, right? And so if you don't, so you got to think of it as a husband-wife relationship. And so think of it that way. Now, there are certain things I've found more tactically, right, that matter now in this relationship, right? There's this separation of religion and state that is a critical line for PMs, and junior PMs often struggle with that, especially if they're technical, which in our field, they have to be technical. So is the thing where you don't, as a product manager, you should not ever get into how things are made, right? You might have opinions, and the best product managers I've seen are able to influence how things are made without ever saying how it should be made, right? Without ever going in and getting into the sausage making of it. So that line is clear in my mind. Now, what's interesting is that the other line is not like that, right? Meaning that what we should build, people like to say, oh, product owns that. First of all, as product, I don't think you own anything. This is an interesting part to this. So we can get back to that point. But what I think is healthy is for engineering to actually be very opinionated about what we should build and make those opinions very visible and feel like they have a voice at the table. I think that line is a one-way line where product shouldn't really ever get into how you do it, but engineering should get into how what you should do and have opinions on strategy. I think that's a very healthy thing.
So it sounds like influence or the power of negotiation is one of the key facets of a good product manager then, huh? And it seems to me directly like at face value, it seems unfair that a product manager is not allowed to get into the how, but the engineer is allowed to get into the product manager's agenda. So how does a good product manager use, what are the tenets of a good product manager that can have a good relationship with their engineering counterparts?
Yeah, so it's interesting because it's not just engineering that should have those ideas, right? Everyone has ideas about how the product should evolve, and all of those ideas are good and should be welcome, right? Meaning that good in that not necessarily means we're going to do it, right? But it's good that there is channels where those ideas are funneling in, because it's not like I think the toxic environment is where product decides what to do and everybody does what the product says they should do. And I've actually seen environments where this is kind of expected, and I've not seen any good come out of that. Whereas where you have an environment where everyone has ideas and it comes in and then that gets funneled, that's where it can sort of bloom, right? Now, notice when I described the perfect organization, I didn't talk about product, because the best product organization, to my mind, are sort of leading from behind and making sure all of this harmony is happening, right? And one of the things that product needs to make sure is there for all this to work, because ideas are abound. Everybody has. Have you ever talked to someone who doesn't have strong ideas on how the product should go?
Everyone has free advice to give. Yeah.
Right. Strong opinions. And that's good. You want that passion. So the role of product in some ways can sum up to, is the strategy clear? Is the product strategy for the next year, for the next 3 years, maybe a bit longer? Is it clear? And that can change, right? You look at the chess piece all the time and you adjust, but is it clear? And if that is clear, then all these ideas can come in and then they can be funneled the right way, given that, look, that's the product strategy. Notice that I didn't say the role of product is to come up with that strategy. The role of product is to make sure it's clear.